In this video, we will discuss about the Pareto Principle. So the Pareto Principle states that 80% of all the outcomes result from 20% of all the causes or effort or input for any given event. Now this 80-20 split is not an exact number, but rather the distribution or the principle matters more. Now why exactly 80-20? That's because this is actually named after an Italian economist who accurately noted that 80% of all the real estate in Italy was owned by only 20% of the population. And he wondered if this same distribution applied to other aspects of life. And indeed, he was correct. Now, why does this happen? The reason this is observed is because often we spend indiscriminately our time on various subtasks of a goal, many of which ultimately may not matter in a significant way. We get stuck into analysis paralysis state by spiraling into perfectionism. So this is closely related to the Parkinson's law of triviality we saw in the previous video. The Pareto principle applies to almost everything. The 80% of result that you want will always be produced by 20% of your efforts or activities directed towards it. Example, 20% of the tasks will generate 80% of the profit. 20% of the tasks will create 80% of a project's success. 80% of all your problems in life are caused by the same 20% people. So beyond that 20% effort, we often get diminishing returns. So unless we have an extremely clear goal to bring something to optimal performance or efficiency, we should just focus on that specific 20% that matter the most. And hence the goal is to identify that 20% input that generates a disproportionate 80% output in an area you are seeking to improve, and simply focus on that. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying to do all at once, and focus only on what moves the needle and creates more of the outcome you want. Let's say your goal is to lose weight. A couple of things like having water to combat untimely feelings of hunger and gymming 3 to 4 times a week as appropriate may be enough. Everything other than that, like crash diets, being too picky about the calories in everything that you eat, sweating off weight in sauna, that's like the rest 80% of effort, which may give you only diminishing 20% of output. The Pareto principle encourages us to be efficient. It tells us to do the tasks which matter the most, which have the biggest impact first and foremost, and with that, become results driven and not get caught up in things that don't matter in the grand scheme of things.